House. It's me. It's your man. It's your main man and host. It's Ole Walls. And I'm back with you for episode 129. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Just want to start off by saying thank you to everybody. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the watches, the listens. I appreciate it all. So thank you. Quick housekeeping, the deal. If you could, please rate, review, comment, subscribe, and share the show. If you're looking for 20% off Liquid IV, get it while it lasts. LiquidIV.com or the link in the show notes. The promo code there is going to be OWH. O for Ole, W for Walls, H for House. You guys know the deal. More hydration than water alone, more electrolytes than leading sports drinks, all the good flavors, all the convenience of the tiny little package, 16 ounces of water, and you're good to go. Fun show. Just me solo this week. Going to talk a little golf. Scottie Scheffler wins again. What do you know? Talk some baseball. Cleveland Guardians are on a little win streak. Going to talk some music. Going to get you my passing thoughts. Talk a little TV, some books, all the good stuff in there. So without any further ado, let's just get into the show. Stop me if you've heard this before. Scottie Scheffler is your winner at the Travelers Championship. I believe for the sixth time this year, Scottie Scheffler is a winner on the PGA Tour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am correct. 6 times this year. This time, Scottie Scheffler gets it done in a sudden death playoff over young Tom Kim. Tom Kim had a couple shots coming down the stretch to get himself over the hump here. On 16, Scottie Scheffler left one dead in the heart, and Tom Kim had a putt inside him, left it in the heart again. A wild kind of finish to regulation today. They both hit up on the green. Ashke Bhatia, also playing with them, is up there as well. And we have some protesters, some stop oil protesters or some shit like that, run out with some sort of powdery, painty thing. A couple of them get tackled on or around the green. They leave like stains on the green. I'm sure there were some indentations where the one guy got tackled on the green. Little weight that the players had to endure. Scottie leaves one kind of right on the edge again. Scottie had a couple putts kind of be right on the edge, right in the heart coming down the stretch that had he made, he would have pulled away. And then, Tom Kim had some similar putts where if he had made some of those close ones, he would have been able to put this thing away too. But regardless, Tom Kim, through the distraction, through the cops, through the protesters, steps up and buries his putt after he nearly holed it on 18 and then spun it back to, 6-7 feet. Buries it right in the heart, and he moves on to the playoff with Scottie. Unfortunately for Mr. Young Tom Kim, he struggled with gauging the wind, he said, and then made a not perfect swing, or his words, I believe. Leaves himself a fried egg in the bunker, has to chop it out to 25 feet, doesn't make the putt. Scottie lags one down there, runs right by the edge, and taps in for his 6th victory on the PGA Tour. I've run out of things to say about Scottie. He just keeps stacking up the wins. He keeps doing it in the signature events as well, for the most part. He won the Arnold Palmer signature event, the Players, obviously a signature event, the Masters, Heritage, Memorial, and then this. Like, he's winning all the big ones. It's incredible. He just keeps winning the ones. With his win, he's earned $27.5 million this year on the PGA Tour. He passed Scott Verplank on the all-time money list with just this season. Just this season passes Scott Verplank's all-time career money list. Just a fun little thing to throw in there. Just absolutely incredible. Incredible performance from Scottie again. What's the final round? Final round, what? 64? 65 from Scottie. Sorry, 65. Final round 66 from Tom Kim. Tom Hoge got it to 62 today. There was a stretch on the back nine. I think Scottie and Tom Kim were on like 12. We had 5 different people tied for the lead. Pat Cantlay was around the lead. Tony Finau got himself involved after he made a birdie on 15. Let me double check the scorecard here. Yeah, he birdied 15 and then hit one of the worst shots I've maybe seen off the tee. He hit a ball 146 yards on the 160-yard hole. came up well short. Had to go back to the drop zone, knocked it on. Did not make that putt for bogey. Ends up making double. So Big Tone was rocketing up. That had got him to 6 under on the day. Then made the double and finished with 2 pars to finish just 4 shots back. So obviously 2 shots there. Sneaky kind of good week from Justin Thomas, someone I didn't really see much of from. So Justin Thomas with a top 5 at 18 under. Brian Harmon shot up the leaderboard today with a 62. I think that was round of the day. Oh, I lied. That was not round of the day. Sepp Straka shot a 61. Round of the weekend belongs to Mr. Cam Young, though. Cameron Young shot a 59 yesterday. Kind of snuck one in on 18 for par yesterday to make 59. He started his day off yesterday. Birdie, eagle, birdie. Made 3 pars in a row, made 2 birdies to finish out the front 9. Then made 3 pars to start the back. Then went birdie on the par 5, 13th. Made an eagle on the 15th. Then made a birdie on 17 to get him under the 60 number, get him to 11 under, and then stuck that par putt in. He came out today, just guns ablazing, birdied the first 4 holes again, tossed in another birdie on number 9, and he was right there in it. So he was 5 under at the time, so that got him to 16, and I don't know if he touched the share lead or was just 1 back, but then made a bogey on 10, got it right back on 11. But then we made a double and then kind of fade away. Finishes with 2 birdies, so he shoots 59-66 on the weekend. So very, very impressive from Cam Young this week. I don't know. What's the schedule? What's the PGA Tour schedule going forward? I don't know. Oh, by the way, the protesters, just fucking straight to jail. Straight to jail. I've seen suggestions of maybe we lynch them on a tree by the 18th green. I saw a suggestion of drowning them in the ponds on the course. So, never know what might be the best play. But at minimum, straight to jail, kick the shit out of them a little bit. Those guys suck. Like, that's supposed to make me like your cause. Fucking losers. Rocket Mortgage next week. We're in a weird little stretch right here. The kind of summer doldrums. Rocket Mortgage next week. John Deere after that. Then the Scottish Open, while there is also, I think, the same week of the Scottish Open, the ISCO Championship at Keene Trace Golf Club, and then we have the British Open. Then there's a couple of weeks before we start the playoffs. There's the 3M, then the Wyndham, and then you get to the FedEx Cup playoffs in August at the FedEx St. Jude's, and then you have the BMW, and then it's the Tour Championship. So that was the last signature event, so really there's not a lot left in the golf season. You get the Scottish is okay, you get the Open Championship, and then you get the playoffs, which, I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but not great. So Scottie, 2 wins outside of February to April now, after a really rough showing at the U.S. Open. So, is there anything else Bearded Scottie. He was back to the stubble, at least, not necessarily a full beard, but beard back, Scottie back. That's what I need to have pointed out today, is that beard back, Scottie back. So yeah, beard back, Scottie back. Couple other golf things. Live Golf. I don't have a lot of good things to say about Live Golf. I just think it's a bad product. But the one product that is great about them, the hot mics, and you get hot mics all the time. I had said this because of somebody else who was dropping F-bombs and got caught by the mic, but we got an absolutely golden one today. John Rahm hooked one into the water, or double-crossed one into the water off the tee, and immediately looks up at the sky and is motherfucking every fucking week, these fucking drones. I love the hot mics on Live, and I love how the announcers just go dead quiet, and you can tell they're just like, oh, God, we have to deal with this again. And then they just kind of continue on acting like nothing happened. Absolutely fantastic. More hot mics. I love the hot mic. What else did I see? There's one other golf thing I wanted to mention. Oh, this was it. I've seen this float around a couple times. It's a tweet from a guy by the name of John Sherman at Practical Golf. A 15 handicap can hit a tour level shot at any moment, but an average baseball player can't throw a 95 mile an heater or hit a 400-foot home run. I think this is part of why golf drives us insane. Sometimes we get glimpses of grandeur. I would say you could get an average, like a good baseball player could probably hit a 400 home run. Like a D3 baseball player could hit a home run that's 400 feet. And there's probably some guys that can play D3, D2 baseball that can touch 90, maybe not consistently, but they could probably get one there. But that's not what I'm going to argue about. The golf thing. I think a 15 handicap could end up with a similar result of the shot. They could have a hole-in-one. They could hit one to a couple feet. They could, knock something on from 230. But I don't think the way they get there, I don't think the way the ball comes off the club, the type of club they're using, the intention of it, and I think all those things matter in golf. I don't think that's happening. Like I myself, I'm lower than a 15 handicap. I don't think I'm ever standing on a hole, maybe once in a while. And again, I think I'm like a 6. But I don't think a 15 handicap is sitting at 230 and what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim it here. They might chase one up onto a green, but they're not flying a 3-wood 270, or they're not hitting a ball that checks up and stops next to the hole from 180 out because they're hitting 8-iron and they flighted it perfectly. I'm not saying they're not going to knock one to a couple inches. I just say they can get the same result, but I don't think they hit the same shot. I know that's being nitpicky, but I just saw it and figured I'd try and flesh it out, and figured I'd flesh it out right here on OWH. Yeah, I think that's all for the golf. Scottie Scheffler. Fucking incredible. What do you do putting? He gained 0.64 shots putting this week. What do you know? Scottie putts average, he wins. It's sick. All right, let's keep rolling. The Cleveland Guardians are winners of 5 in a row. They just close out the sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays. Pair that up with a couple of wins against the Mariners after dropping the first game of the set to the Mariners, and coming off right before that, coming off a series loss to the Blue Jays. So end up 4-2 over these last couple 6 games with the Blue Jays. 5 in a row. They will end after that game. The most recent game, they'll have the second best win percentage in baseball. So second best record in baseball. I think the Yankees are currently at a 65 win percentage, and Cleveland was 64-9. The Yankees will be playing this afternoon, or are they playing right now? What's going on with them? Let's see here. The Yankees lost, so yeah, Cleveland will be the second best record in baseball, the best record in the American League. They lead the division by at least 7.5 games. I haven't seen what the Twins were doing today. The Twins are winning, so the Twins could keep pace. But they'll be winning their division by 7.5 games. What a ride this team is on. Kind of went through a little rough spot, it felt like, but bounced right back, and they've been scoring some runs. In this 5-game win streak, they've scored 8, 6, 7, 6, and 6 runs. So getting a lot of offensive production, a couple of good pitching outings, allowed just the 5 runs they allowed today was the most runs. Other than that, no more than 3, and then a 1 run and a shutout. So a nice run by the Guards. It felt like it was getting a little weird, but they kind of righted the ship. 5 wins in a row. They're going into a big series, heading down to Baltimore against the Orioles, a very good team, and then the Royals are. Then they're heading over to Kansas City for the Royals. I don't even think there's an off day yet. They're Monday. They're headed to Baltimore, so they got that 3-game set in Baltimore. Then Thursday, they start playing Kansas City for a 4-game stretch. So they've got games the next 7 days after having no days off since Tuesday. So getting some games in here, and all through this, I mean, Josh Naylor hit a home run today, 20th most on the team. Stephen Kwan, who's batting north of 390 right now, had a home run today. He has as many home runs this year already as he did last year. That is back-to-back games with a home run for the Quanster. Jose Ramirez hit a home run last night. I mean, it's just been so fun to watch these guys. They've been knocking the shit out of the ball, and they kind of righted, like I said, they righted the ship. Will Brennan hit a couple of home runs the other night. Stephen Kwan again. Stephen Kwan has hit 3 home runs in this 5-game winning streak. If you can get top of the order power out of the Kwanster, that's going to be a good sign moving forward. So, like I said, big week coming up for Cleveland. Tough set with the Orioles. They're a good team. They are 49-28. Cleveland is 49-26. So 2 very good teams. Baltimore trying to close the gap a little bit on the Yankees. What Baltimore do today? Baltimore got their ass kicked today, so they will not close the gap on the Yankees. So they'll be looking for a little bit of some momentum. The Yankees play a little quick 2-game set with the Mets, and then they go to Toronto to face the Blue Jays. So that's that. Over in the National League, the Phillies slumping ever so slightly, 5-5 in their last 10. They pulled off a win over the Diamondbacks today. That was a series win for them. They're getting chased by the Braves, who are 7 back, but have been hotter lately. 8 for their last 10. Let's see how they did today. While we're just scanning through it. Oh yeah, they beat the Yankees, so that'll probably be 9 of their last 11 at least. I don't know how the games will fall in there, but so it'll be interesting to see if what's anything getting close here. National League West is out to 6. Obviously, the Orioles 1.5 back in the East. That's probably the only one that's really, if any, close. Yeah, the Brewers are up 4.5 on the Cardinals. So the Brewers got their ass kicked Saturday night. I was watching that game. The father-in-law was over. Brewers were just getting handled to them. So, man, good time for the Guards to go on a little run as they have a tough little stretch here. What they got coming out of that? Looking forward a little farther ahead. White Sox and Giants. Man, when is the All-Star game? All-Star game's not till July 15th. I thought it was always closer to July 4th. Or July 14th. 15th is the first day off, so July 15th is the Monday. So what's the All-Star game, on Tuesday or Wednesday? Do they go? Who knows? Whatever. Some guards in the hunt for the All-Star game. Kwanster, Josh Naylor, David Fry. David Fry goes out with a little injury today. We'll be interested to see how that spot gets filled. Daniel Sheeman, just a single hit today, but he's been playing some good ball. He was batting like .290. Angel Rodriguez, not Rodriguez. I was looking at Jonathan Rodriguez and Angel Martinez at the same time. Angel Martinez, couple of hits today, his first 2 major league hits. He was in playing third base, so good when the farm system comes up. Didn't get a lot out of Tristan McKenzie today. He gave up 3 earned in 3 innings. That's not great. It hasn't been getting the best out of him lately this year. Ben Lively had a good showing the other night. Cookie Carrasco got us a good one Friday. He went 6 innings, which was always good to see. Logan Allen as well, and then this must be Bivey, who went 6 and struck out 12. I did not see that. I think I missed Wednesday night's game. Yeah, I was playing golf, so good time to be a Cleveland fan. So let's keep this rolling against the O's. That would be super helpful. All right, let's keep rolling. Albums time. This week, Third Eye Blind's second album, Blue. Very interesting album. First off, a follow-up to maybe my favorite album ever. It's fantastic as well. I just, as re-listening to it, I think there's only one song that, had I not just been re-listening to the whole thing, that I would skip, like, going forward. Camouflage, doesn't do much for me. Further's fine. Darkness, Darwin, all fine. There was a Japanese edition bonus track, New Girl, which I believe was a song that ended up on the maybe American Pie, or American Pie 2, I forget which, maybe American Pie 1999, right? American Pie, the American Pie album, but just running through the tracks. I mean, anything, great song. Wounded, great song. 10 Days Late, incredible. Maybe Deep Cut, maybe one of my top 5 Third Eye Blind songs. Never Let You Go, obviously, huge song, one of their biggest songs ever, Deep Inside of You, and also a huge song. 1,000 Julys, and Ode to Maybe, another real deep cut for me. Red Summer Sun's good. Farther, Slow Motion is my single favorite Third Eye Blind song ever. On this album, only the instrumental version is released. This album was released in 1999, November of 1999, close to the Columbine shooting, and they found some of the lyrics to be a little too close. I did read that This song was actually written in 1995, though far from that incident. But Slow Motion, the full version of it, is my single favorite Third Eye Blind song. It's one of the most hauntingly beautiful songs I think I've ever heard. That song has been a staple of mine and listening to in a certain state of mind, if you catch my drift. But just an incredible song and a really good follow-up album to my personal favorite album in Third Eye Blind's original release. So another very interesting thing about this CD, and before we get that, I mean, this CD, again, one of those ones that, like, it was just around. I think my brother might have had this, or one of producer Kevy's brothers might have had this. Producer Kevy, also a big Third Eye Blind fan, and found me all the extra stuff throughout the years. I've got this. I think in my CD case, I've got at least for sure a Burns copy of it, if not the actual copy of it. But this one was really interesting because Kevin Cadigan, the guy who had what he thought formed a partnership with Stephen Jenkins to start this band, was eventually kind of pushed out or fired from the band in January of 2000, just after they'd started touring for this. Tony Friedanelli ended up taking his place and being in the band for a long time. But yeah, Kevin Cadigan, who wrote, I think, 10 of the 14 songs on the original album, I think is credited on 6 of these songs. If you read the Wikipedia and some other things about it, there were many of his other songs that he wrote that were kind of left on the cutting room floor. He would portray that it was because of this strife within the band. But so yeah, this is his final album with Third Eye Blind. As far as I go, my Third Eye Blind, I'm into the first 3 albums. The rest of the stuff, not so much. If you look at kind of the remainder of what they come out with after their third album, Out of the Vein, Ursa Major, that actually came out when I was a senior in high school. I remember being very hyped for that. And there were a couple good tracks on there, but nothing even close to some of their other stuff. Then they didn't come out with another album for another 6 years until Dopamine. And I couldn't even name you some songs on some of their newer ones. This is Dopamine, Screamer, or Our Bande Apart. Just very different. But yeah, this was the last one with Kevin Cadigan. Many people credit him as being, a very, very important part of the writing process. They also came out with a collection, which is, I believe, where you get the full official Slow Motion with lyrics. Yes. That has a handful of band favorites, including 3 unreleased via LP songs: Tattoo of the Sun, My Time in Exile, and Slow Motion with the lyrics. So Slow Motion with the lyrics is the big key that I kind of include as part of this album, even though it's technically not. But like I said, Slow Motion, my favorite Third Eye Blind song ever. One of my favorite songs ever. I mean, that's probably top 10, top 15 songs for me, no doubt. And, best song from the favorite band. Like I said, I also like 10 Days Late is, I mean, if you ask me to pick my top 3 songs on this, it's probably Slow Motion, 10 Days Late, and Wounded. Not actually their kind of their hit songs, which is funny. I don't know if this makes me hipster. I'm trying to be cool. But I find my favorite Third Eye Blind songs are not their most popular ones. I mean, Semi-Charmed Life is incredible. Well, how's it going to be about as popular as it gets? But off this album, at least, Never Let You Go and Deep Inside of You, good songs. I don't dislike them by any stretch of the imagination. They're on. I'm listening to them. But they are, they're not my favorites. I mean, like I said, 10 Days Late, Wounded, and Slow Motion with the full lyrics. Just those are top of the list. So this album is darn near as good as number 1 to me. I mean, it's not 1A and 1B. It's 1 and 2. And then the third one, I still like the third one. We will do the third one on the show eventually, but it's 1 and it's a close 2. It's not 1A and 1B because number 1 is that's Chef's Kiss. But this one's pretty close. It's a close second. It's probably as close of being a second as possible. So, and New Girl is actually a fun song. It's 2 minutes and 14 seconds, and it goes hard right from the get-go. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, this was always around. I had this album the first Third Eye Blind album, the third Third Eye Blind album were on a constant rotation through my CD player in high school. Never far away. Producer Kevin always had them going, so we were always rocking out to them. And I can remember how pumped we both were when the newest Third Eye Blind album was getting released when we were seniors in high school. Didn't quite live up to the hype of these two, unfortunately, for as far as I'm concerned, but just a fantastic one. And a little bit of an end of the era. Kevin Cadigan ends up going on to form a band with some of the former band members of Third Eye Blind called XEB at one point. But he was very instrumental in the first two albums for sure. Let me see what the timeline was, because Tony Friedinelli was eventually left the band too after about 2011. And then they had also lost Arian Salazar by 2006. So I think they're released out of the vein in 2003. So by 2003, they had lost, by 2006-ish, 2007, they had lost the fundamental members of the first three. Two of the four fundamental members of the first three albums after Kevin Cadigan and Arian Salazar are gone. Just the drummer Brad Hargraves, and then Stephen Jenkins, the lead singer. So Third Eye Blind, Blue, just another fantastic one. If you've never listened to it in whole, go check it out. Time for some passing thoughts. Guys, I'm perturbed. I'm very perturbed. Something is eating my jalapeno peppers in my garden bed. It's just going to fucking town on them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a rabbit, if it's a squirrel, if it's a bug of some sort. But it's just massacring my jalapeno peppers. And I noticed today it was getting after one of my cucumber plants. One cucumber plant is popping, and I got a cucumber that's already like this long on there. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, something is eating them, and I don't know what to do. I think I need to get like a netting to put over it. But then I'm worried it's some sort of bug that's just in there. So it's like in the bed and like maybe burrowing in. But yeah, it just decimated 3 of my jalapeno plants. I love having jalapenos in the summer. You do so much stuff with them. You mix them with so much. You can make like jalapeno burgers. Don't think that's going to be happening for me this year. I don't think I'm going to have enough jalapenos to do all the jalapeno things I love. And I'm shook. I'm shook. I'm just absolutely shook. Quick hockey thing here. Oh gosh, what's his name? Matchkev? Flyers. The Philadelphia Flyers, Matevei Michkov is going to be coming to the Philadelphia Flyers next year, it appears, for the 2024-2025 NHL hockey season. He has gotten out of his contract with his Russian team, but he will be making his way to the Flyers much earlier than anticipated. He still had 3 years left on that, which is probably one of the reasons he fell down to 7th in the draft. So the Flyers will get him a little earlier, which is awesome for that. For that, he was believed to be the second best prospect in that class behind Connor Bedard. Between that, the fact that he was kind of still locked up in Russia for a while, I'm sure Russia-Ukraine war didn't help the fact, but the expectation was we were going to have to wait for this guy and we could kind of build the team up so that when he comes, it could be ready for him. So cool that he's getting here early. Be very interesting to see what the Flyers do. We were kind of set up for a longer term rebuild. Got way ahead of schedule this year. Almost made the playoffs. Probably should have made the playoffs. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. See if they try and accelerate things to go with it, or just kind of let his year one be a learning year, and whatever happens. And you start looking at 25, 26, 26, 27, like we were hoping for as the years to really get it to really get aggressive with things. So we'll see how it goes. But exciting news that we caught over the summer here. I guess June 23rd has been quite the day for Flyers fans and how things have trades and free agent signings and things of that nature. I don't recognize what anybody was. I've already forgot all the names were, but if you're a Flyers fan, you might remember. The roommate and I were watching some of the Olympic trials. We were watching the women's 800s. And the roommate had decided that one of the women running didn't have a good relationship with her mother, and she picked out another one that was a 2-timing whore in her eyes. So in case you were wondering, there's a woman who's made the United States Olympic team who has a bad relationship with a mother, and another's 2-timing whore. So, those things are out there. They happen. Speaking of the of women, the HOTD woman, the HOTD, she has taken over the internet. It is in every meme. It is in every reel. It's everywhere you look. There's incredible ones. There's been songs made about it. There's been AI interpretations. It's being used in every facet of everything. Bryce Harper did a HOTD celebration after he hit a double in a baseball game. Liv Morgan from the WWE was doing a HOTD to clean her wrestling belt. I mean, it's everywhere. It's spreading like wildfire. I know fan of the show and contributor to the show, Ethan E. Sexton, couldn't get it out of his head either. He's really concerned about the friend in the back. He thinks she's the star of the show. So HOTD everywhere, absolutely everywhere. I'll tell you something I don't do enough. I don't make breakfast on my Blackstone enough. I do a lot of burgers. I do a lot of meats. I do a lot of dinner stuff. I don't do breakfast on it enough. Made some hash browns, some bacon, some eggs the other day. And what's beautiful about those things is the bacon creates a lot of grease and stuff, but then you make your eggs right where the bacon was, and then the hash browns kind of suck it up. Makes for a very, very easy cleaning process, too. Blackstone, so versatile, so great. I saw a thing about, it was those old car stereos that were the CD players that had like the little wavy lines in them. If you know, you know. And someone's like, if you had this car stereo in your car from 2003 to 2009 or something like that, what kind of smoker do you use? Or something along those lines. And the comments were funny. They're like, someone was like, but I'm really into World War II history, so no smoker for me. And then there are also plenty of people in there like, I'm a Blackstone guy. And I'm a Blackstone guy. I'm much more into the Blackstone type of cooking than I am, taking all day to smoke some meat. So that did make me chuckle as well. Also said, I did not have that fancy car stereo. Had I tried to pay for a car stereo, my mom would have beat my ass. My car stereo got no radio. It was a tape deck only. I had the tape deck converter so I could listen to a CD player first and then my iPod. There was like an extra speaker like installed into the car that like kind of hung out and had like wires hanging out of it. Like the speakers in the in the doors didn't work. You got no radio stations that there was like antenna didn't work or something. It was something else. So I just want to clear up that I did not have a special speaker. Also got some dinner out Saturday night. Had some prime rib, delicious. Reheated that. I just re-seared it a couple of minutes. Still nice and rare throughout. Oh, it was the nice cap. I think they call it the spinalis or something like that. Just absolutely fantastic. A couple other things here. The new Jack Carr book came out, Red Sky Morning, the 7th installment in the Terminalist series. The original Terminalist book is fucking incredible. I'm about 4 chapters in here to the latest, the 7th book. All the books are absolutely great. The Terminalist is far and away maybe the best fiction book I've ever read in my life. I'm not a huge reader, don't get me wrong. I actually physically read that one. Most of the rest of them I've just done the audiobooks and listened to them, a lot of car time and stuff like that. But that first Terminalist book I read, did I read it in 2 flights? No, it must have been 4 flights. I flew out back to Pennsylvania. So 2 flights, a stopover in the airport, and then back, and I had it done in those 2 days. So it was a 2-day read for me. This next book's a little bigger. It's like a 16-hour audiobook, so I don't know if I would have knocked that out in 2 sittings, but just fantastic. Jack Carr is killing it. I'm not the biggest fan of the Terminalist TV series. It's all right. It's just, when you love like a book so much, it's hard to please. I've always said if I had just watched the TV series and not read the books, I probably would have liked the TV show a lot, but I read the books, and it's just when you get a book and you read it, it's so hard to live up to expectations. Just so damn hard. Oh, golf. Golf's a weird one, man. I know I was talking about my struggles on here. I've been working with a little swing trainer tool. It's called the inside approach. You just set it down. I think I was coming over the top, and getting essentially stuck. All I could do was either kind of leak one out or come over the top. So I use this thing from time to time. It's been working, but I was really struggling with the driver, and I just choked down for some reason. I was like just going through stuff on the range, just working it. I'm an idiot, so I'm just trying everything I can, and I just choked down. And I've been driving it pretty well since. I'm like, man, tell me it's not something that stupid. Like, if I just choked down, that was all I had to do? A month and a half ago, or whatever the fuck this has been going on for? That's all I had to do? Just choke down on the driver? Like, you serious? I want to kill myself. But it's been going better. We've actually found a way to get it under 80 here recently, so maybe we can continue this trend and start playing some better golf as we get into the officially summer now. Officially summer. I was standing on my deck last night at 9:15, and I could see. I'm like, I could get a golf hole in right now. Oh, what a beautiful scene! Also, Wisconsin, very far east in a time zone, so like you don't get that feeling a lot. Like if you're in like a Michigan, I've been in Michigan for work in the summer. It's like 10 o'clock and it's fucking light out. You're like, what in the fuck? This is so weird. So weird. We're just gonna finish with this. We're gonna finish with some HOTD talk. So for the rest of passing thoughts, spoiler alert, I'm not liable. There's nothing else after this. So if you haven't watched HOTD, you don't watch HOTD, whatever it is, you can go ahead. Spoiler alert's in effect. Like, we're going. HOTD. Man, hot start. I mean, we just start off by, murdering children. I thank God we didn't have to fucking watch it. Jesus Christ. You have to, sometimes this show, you're like, God damn. And then in the second episode, when the little funeral procession gets stuck, I was like, oh, that fucking head's going to pop off and start rolling down the street and somebody's going to pick it up and run off with it. Oh, I thought it was going to be pretty bad. I thought it was going to be a weird one, but thankfully it wasn't. But HOTD, off to a good start. Second episode was a little slower. It was just kind of setting stuff up. My man at the end of that episode, one of the Sir Erics, took falling on his sword to a new level of that saying. Also, when this fight's going on and the lady sends someone out, she's like, go get one person. Like, go get a bunch of people. Jesus Christ. It looks like in the preview for next episode might turn the heat back up a little bit. Had to get a few things, you had to fire some stuff up. You gotta set the scene. I'm not obtuse to that, but yeah, setting the scene. They were setting the scene in the second episode after kind of getting us back into it in the first. Also, there's an early scene of Kirsten Cole going down on the Queen, or I guess she'd be the Queen Regent, going down or downtown, if you will. Can't imagine what that had been like in the old times. Can't a little smelly maybe, a little rank. All right, that's everything. Let's go get this thing wrapped up. Closing time, everybody. We'll be back again next week, so just be on the lookout. We'll be back out there. Just want to say thank you again. You guys know the deal. I appreciate you guys so much. So thanks for the listens, thanks for the watches, thanks for the support. So thank you. As always, if you could, comment, review, rate, subscribe, share, do the whole stuff. Also, as always, thanks to producer Kevy for getting us started on this video path. We're going to be back next week. Like I said, we got all the usual to get going into. And yeah, that's about it. So 20% off Liquid IV, promo code OWH. Other than that, see you next week. Peace.